Ooh, sorry, y'all. The caffeine is hitting good at the moment. I swear to God. Yeah. What's up, y'all? It's Friday. It's Friday the 4th of April. I've been sick still. I cannot shake this stuff, y'all. But, I'm trying. I am trying. Um, I had to make a video today because I'm trying to make one every day. But this sickness is absolutely crazy. I feel like I'm getting better, and then I'm back in the bed. I don't know what's happening. But I feel all right this morning. I'm still congested. I still, just trying to shake this. I thought I was feeling good enough to go to the gym, and since I hadn't been in a while, I went for like 3 hours, which I think I made myself sick again. Whatever. I'll talk more about that later. Nobody cares anyway. Um, but yeah, it's Friday. And to all of my day takers, let's get in there. But one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you today is, and I forgot this was going on. Tomorrow is April 5th. Boom, boom, boom. And I don't know if anything is anything, but there's supposed to be this hands-off rally thing, a majig. And I didn't pay much attention to it. But I happened to be chatting with Chat GPT today, and I was like, what's going on in the news? Give me some topics, throw some ideas at me, so I can bring some, I don't know if this is knowledge. How about just some entertainment to my day takers? So he reminded me that the rally thing is going on tomorrow. And I feel like I got to share some of this information because I got a feeling about this thing. And, not on some political at all, because, my thoughts on the whole political process, policies, rules, and regulations. I'm not a big fan of being told what to do anyway, but I have a sneaking suspicion due to evidence that if you create two parties like we have just so they can, fight, they give some other excuse. It's so we can, checks and balances and keep everybody. Yeah, not really. If you want to control people, you get them all arguing and then you supervise said argument. And then you can do whatever you want over here because they're over here arguing still. So while they're doing that, we're going to, steal all the money, steal all the resources, and screw you over. Entertainment purposes only. But, in one of my last videos, I talked about how one of the ways to, implement control is you create some chaos and then you offer the solution. And usually that solution, if you're in a position of leadership, that solution now, I take away some of your freedoms because I got to protect you. It's something that many large organizations use all over the world. But tomorrow, there's supposed to be millions of people out there protesting. It's such a mixed bag depending on where you're getting your information from. Like, what are they protesting? Some people are like, it's all about anti-Trump and Elon. And some people are like, no, it's not about that. It's about, all the policies that are coming through and it needs to be, whatever, man. Whether this idea started from a good place or not, entertainment purposes only, I feel like they are, whether it was the powers that be that set this up, or it was the people, and now the powers that be are going to use this. My message in this whole thing is if you go out April 5th and you're around any of this, or you're joining into any of this, man, be careful. Because let me tell you what, these are supposed to be, calm, cool, collective, non-violent, and man, I hope so. But all it takes is some nefarious, whether they're acting on behalf of a larger party or some people just want to see the world burn. Um, if if you're out there, man, be careful. Be careful. Uh, Large crowds are already a problem, but if they're fueled by what this could potentially be fueled by, a bunch of anti this argument that, already tensions are high, people are pissed. I get it. I just, man, there was I don't even know how much of this I can say. I'm just going to say it. I got like 65 subscribers, whatever, right? So during some of the rallies back in 2020, protest, whatever you want to call them, there was some, I'm going to use the word nefarious again. There was some nefarious actors that were a part of this. Some of them were possibly active law enforcement dressed up like, would be criminals or riot ensuers. And so what they would do is one or two or a dozen of these people, this is a theory, this is what I heard. Um, you break a window, you start a fire, and then that kind of cascades into this, oh my God moment. Everything is mayhem. And so now we have to call in the National Guard. I hate to even say the potential of martial law in certain large areas and stuff. And it's all under the guise of we got to get control over this again. But because it was all cool, calm, and collective, the powers that be can't really do anything because they are following the rules. But all it takes is for someone to go in there and act like I'm a part of this and trigger something crazy. And now everything becomes super aggressive and potential loss of property and other more important things like people's existence. Yeah, man, I just got a real funny feeling about it. Since I have been in my later years, I get so uncomfortable, not just later years, but now that I'm older and this world we live in and all the crazy stuff that happens, I would like to say occasionally, but unfortunately it's a little more often than occasionally. Uh, Shit pops off on some of these large. I don't even want to go to a concert anymore. I mean, I get so uncomfortable. I can't relax because I'm just constantly scanning for the bad guys, um, because of this situation we're in. So yeah, I just got a bad feeling about the whole thing tomorrow. I hope I'm able to put up a video later and go, oh, okay, everything's gravy. It was cool. No big deal. And maybe it will implement some change that we desperately need as a people. Because I'm pro people. You know what I mean? I'm not for one leader and against this leader. I think it's all a rouge, a story to keep us distracted. Because I'm, there's way more of us. I'm gonna get in trouble. They're gonna come get me for this one. There's way more of us than there is them. Being, it's like the principal or a prison warden or whatever, right? There's only one of them, maybe two high up leaderships, and then they're employees of said control, but they are attempting to control the masses. I just feel like there's a better way to go about all this. And because there is so much lack of control again when you have these large parties and you like large rallies and things, it's just got a recipe for disaster because of, let's say the bad guys want to do what I was saying and trigger something crazy and make it look like it was the protesters or whatever. I don't know, man. I feel like I had to say something, but who knows? This may just fly by and everything will be hunky-dory. Man, I hope so. But yeah, man, be careful. Like if you're going to do anything like this, I probably should have put up a video sooner. But if you're going to do anything like this, wherever you're going to go stand and protest or walk or march or whatever it is people are doing, if you can go ahead of time and scout the area to know escape routes, places to hide possibly, um, if you can have multiple people with you, so you're constantly checking on each other if you get separated. Because let me tell you what happens in large crowds, man. Because I have been a part of live concerts and crazy gatherings and stuff, large parties. When the crowd decides to move, whether it's for excitement or fear or emergency or the concerts, the singer or performer's like, everybody come up to the stage. If you're in that crowd, you don't get to decide what you do. You are moved with the crowd. It's like I've even been in situations where I felt like my feet got lifted off the ground because everybody moved me, and I just went with. That was at like a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert. Red Hot Chili Peppers and Snoop Dogg. That was a good one. That's a good story too. That's for another day. There was mushrooms involved, and it was outstanding. But I mean, and then it turned into me babysitting people who couldn't handle their own. But it's a good story. Yeah, another big fear with the big crowd situations is that if you happen to lose your balance or trip over somebody that's already fallen down, it is so difficult to regain your feet again, especially if people are trampling you. I'm just saying, be careful, because if they, being the powers that be, whoever that is, and I'm not saying that's the commander in chief or who, because there could be, you already know, somebody pulling those puppet strings too. And I have suspicions that there is. Look into it, the Majestic 12, and there's a whole nother thing, skull and crossbones, and all the things. But, something pops off and it doesn't go right. And let's say people get injured or worse at one of these things. They're going to keep us from doing this. They're going to come up with excuses why it can't be done. Kind of like, they use the whole sickness thing that we had in 2020 to keep people from getting together, and talking and sharing like ideas and trying to solve the problem. Just be careful. Be careful, y'all. That's all I'm saying. Goodness gracious. All right. I'm going to move on to something a little lighter. I probably should have done more research on this before I brought it to you, but this is just something for fun. There's supposed to be some kind of way that you can trigger an AI chatbot or whatever they're called. AI, you know what I'm saying? ChatGPT, there's like Gronk, all these other ones. If you use a certain word placement and ask for something, and I'm probably screwing this up. People probably already done it by the hundreds of thousands, but I'm going to try it later on this evening. It's like you have to set the scenario, so to speak, and you ask it a certain question, and then you can start asking it about your past lives. You can ask it about what it is. I, so-and-so, born on so-and-so date. It's roughly something like that. What do I need to hear today? And it's supposed to give you like some inspirational thing. So I'm going to give that a shot. If you know what I'm talking about, leave me a little instruction there in the comments. That would be cool. Oh yeah, housekeeping update. My son is coming to visit. I thought it was going to be this weekend, but it looks like more like at the top of the week. Super excited about that. I missed that sucker, and I'm ready to hang out with him. And he's going to assist me I'm pointing at the computers and stuff. He's going to assist me with the editing process, and then hopefully give me a dumbed down version to where I can at least get started and have the rudimentary process of screen recording and editing, because I really want to bring some of this other media to you guys and talk about it. Yes, everything from the conspiracy theories to, the mixed martial arts world. Like, I want to do a whole series of videos on like just epic knockouts, And then, depending on whether they're in a professional setting or in a we shouldn't be fighting here setting, maybe break down how you could be better in that situation, maybe break down, on a self defense level, how else you could handle it. Just, trying to give you some of the knowledge that I really love. So yeah, he should be here, and then we'll start that ball rolling. I'll also have a body, my son, to help hold the camera. Maybe if I'm going to do some workout tutorials, afuera, which is outside. Um, so yeah, exciting things for the future. But it's Friday, y'all. I hope your week was amazing. I have been sick. I am going to get better. My wife had this same thing. And I think maybe yesterday, I mean, she was still coughing up stuff yesterday, and she's had it for 2 weeks. So I'm about a week and a half in. I'm still going to the gym today. I'm going to take it easy so I don't re trigger my sickness. I know my body needs to heal, but my mind needs release. And that for me is the peace. Okay. The piece of pie that makes the whole world awry. I don't even know what that means, y'all. I'm just hyped up from this caffeine. And I feel bad for not putting up videos. Like, it literally starts to bother me. But there'll be times with this sickness where I'll be like, okay, I'm ready to do some things. And then I'll do something for maybe a couple hours. And then I'm like, oh my God, I feel so bad. And then this crazy pressure in my head. Man, crazy. Um, man, I just thought about something. And I'm gonna go back to the previous topic because I talked about pressure in my head. I apologize for my attention deficit, y'all. There was some protests going on in some other country, and there was like millions of people in the street. I can't remember where this was at, but it was also politically driven. And there was aerial photos of everyone with their cell phone like pointed up towards the sky, and it was just all these lights. It was one of the most amazing things I'd ever seen as far as like people coming together, because I do love that. But these days we got to be careful. But the reason I bring that up is because there was this weapon deployed there, and it was like a sonic frequency weapon. You can't even hear it, but our military and many other organizations have these weapons, as well as the police. Um, but what it does is it fires up like electronical frequencies in the air, radio frequencies, and they basically pointed at a crowd, and wherever that thing is pointing, you can't stay there. It literally makes you like, you can watch this video online. That's why I wish I had that screen recording thing right now, because I'd be like, watch this, click, oh my God. And like literally they point it just down the middle of the street, because I'm sure these people are blocking traffic or whatever. I don't know. It's nighttime, but it looks like it would be a heavily, driven area, and it's just people. They point this weapon, this sound weapon, at the street, and you don't hear anything, but everyone is affected. Everyone like reaches up and grabs their head and like dips out of the street. And I mean, the street within seconds is cleared, is parted like the Red Sea, y'all. Be careful. You may not even see something like that out there, and then all of a sudden you feel nauseous, dizzy, and you can't see. And who knows if the after effects of that on your body. Like, man, be careful. I just can't say it enough, y'all. Be careful. Like, as I know people are going to do what they're going to do, but man, be careful. Freaking be careful. Let me check my time. Do it about 17 minutes. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and call it a close because the wife's going to be home. I got to get ready for the gym. I'm going to try to put up another one of these tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see about that. But for sure on Sunday, because I want to know what has happened with this whole thing. And then maybe tomorrow or Sunday, I'll talk about some other cool conspiracy theory things rolling through. I have had a request from one of my viewers, also one of my very close friends, family, I call them, which are friends and family. They are the same. And it's to talk about the Illuminati. And, I I would love to, but that is such a deep topic. Like, I'm gonna wait until I have the editing and screen record thing on, somewhat of a lockdown, so I can highlight certain things, show certain things, and go like, what do you think about that certain thing? All right, so that's coming soon. But yeah, day takers, you know what it do. It's Friday. This day is here for me and you. Let's take this day, y'all. Take it to the fullest. Take it to the limit one more time. I sound so weird when I'm congested. Yay, 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 yay. All right, y'all. I love you. May you take your day, spread your love, share your knowledge, get in there. You know what I mean? Get in there. Get in there, y'all. Get up in there. I had to put the flex on you one time. I said, what? Yes, I love you. I'll see you on the flip. I'm gonna use this button again to see if I can correctly dip. Oh, hey, let me see if I can play some music on the way out. I tried this last time and go. I don't know why this thing doesn't want to play. Hold on, y'all. I want to figure this out. I apologize for my truancy. So the volume's up to 100, and I have. Let me. Here we go. Give you some of that Friday. See y'all on the flip side, y'all. It's Radio Dictate the Day. KS 1075. Get the fuck in there. And I'll see you on the flip side.